Continuing on with my takeout at home kind of journey that I'm on, I want some Chinese food, I don't want to go out, and I want to try to make sweet and sour chicken. For my chicken, I'm going to be using the recipe that I used when I made the orange chicken. Perfection. I'll link that video down below, and I will also write out the recipe. Super simple, just a couple ingredients, and the only downside, of course, deep frying in the house. It'll be worth it, it's okay. The sauce component, also not a ton of ingredients, seems pretty straightforward. I will link the recipe that I'm using down below in the description so you can view it and do your thing with it. But I am getting hungry. This is gonna take just a little bit because we're frying. Let's get down to business. Pour my batter for the chicken. I'm gonna start off with some all-purpose flour and some cornstarch. Give this a mix around, some salt and pepper. And the consistency we are going for with this is not too thick, not too thin. You don't want it running off of the chicken, but you don't want it just clumping. What I'm gonna be adding is some seltzer water. And I'm gonna add it just a little bit at a time until I get the consistency that I am looking for. This, too thick. This is a good consistency right here. I used the whole cup of seltzer water. Just want to get the clumps of flour out as much as you can. I'm gonna set this to the side while I cut up my chicken. Got my chicken here, boneless, skinless thighs. You can use breasts if you want to, but why would you want to? Dark meat is so much more flavorful. You'd really have a hard time overcooking it, unlike breasts, where it's very easy to overcook. And I'm just going to cut this into bite-sized pieces. Try to keep them all pretty uniform. That way they have an easier time frying all at the same time. Chicken into the batter. Everyone in the pool. And then just kind of get in there with your hands. Make sure you wash them first, of course. Make sure all of that is good and coated. And I'm going to mix the sauce. Sauce time. In my skillet here, I'm just gonna build it all in here. Just easier that way. Brown sugar. Hopefully yours is a little softer than mine. The recipe calls for apple cider vinegar. I couldn't find any at the store, so I'm just using white distilled vinegar. Soy sauce, just some ketchup. Make sure you get it all. Pineapple juice, some garlic. You can either very finely chop this or just give it a grate. It's great. See? Just worked around and incorporated. Break up any clumps of that sugar if you have any. To this, I'm also going to add some cornstarch. Mix that in. And then once this starts to go onto the heat, it's gonna activate and make this a thick, glossy, creamy, yummy sauce. We are all set for now. Sauce will go on more towards when the chicken is done. Now we can get over the stove and start frying our chicken. Just got my Dutch oven right here with a couple of inches of oil. Don't fill it more than halfway. You don't want it to get crazy and overflow. That's a mess. I'm just heating this now to 350 and we've got a bit to go, so hang tight. While I'm waiting for this to heat up, just a couple things to remember when frying. Be very careful you don't overcrowd the pan. Remember, the more you put in here, the lower it's gonna bring the temperature down. So just make sure you regulate it, keep it around 350. When we drop the chicken in, I'm gonna float it a little bit and not just drop it because I don't want it going straight to the bottom and sticking. Just float it around in the oil for a second, let it kind of form its little crust, then drop it. I'm definitely going to be doing this in batches, but I have a wire rack over here for when I'm done my first batch and then put in the new chicken. We're gonna be cooking this for 5 to 7 minutes until they are completely done inside and a nice golden crunchy brown. Got all our chicken here, finally done. Took like 3 or 4 batches, but all done, all drained and cooling over here on the side. The cornstarch in the batter won't allow it to get super dark brown crunchy, but it's definitely done. Now I can head on back over to the stove and get the sauce together. I've got this sauce on like a medium heat, and I'm just going to bring it to a boil and make sure all of the cornstarch is dissolved and not clumpy. I ended up adding some of the pineapple chunks that were in the pineapple juice can because that can be delicious. Definitely optional. You want it to the consistency that you like, nice and glossy, something that will cling to the chicken. This is starting to boil and you can see the consistency right there. It's so glossy and delicious. And now I think it is time to pop the chicken in. Give this a good toss. Make sure you coat every little nook and cranny of that chicken. And there we go, we are all coated. This looks so perfect, and like I got it from a restaurant, and we're all set. We can plate up and eat. Look at that beautiful glory of shiny, delicious chicken. The tanginess of the vinegar is making me have a moment. I mean, I'm crying because it's so beautiful. Look at how glossy that is. It is very sour smelling, which is a good thing, sweet and sour sauce. But just be prepared. Don't inhale too close to this thing or else you're gonna have a moment. Oh my goodness. That tastes so good. It's so tangy. It's definitely on the tangier side. If you want this sweeter, just add some more sugar, but I like it tangy, so like this is perfection right here. And I'm sure if you use apple cider vinegar, which the recipe called for, but I don't have, it would probably be sweeter. This is so good though. Like, put this over some rice. Another fun, successful edition of takeout at home, sweet and sour chicken. What's going on with my hair? You have to make this. Enjoy.